So now let's look at how we will go about building our 10x routines or workouts using our 10x circuit building blocks. Now, what is a 10x routine? Well, as I've repeatedly mentioned, a 10x routine is the actual workout, right? So when people think of the 10x workout, it's these 10x routines. It's always 6 exercises, meaning it always has 2 circuits per routine. One circuit is always 3 exercises. And so every routine always consists of 2 exercise doses or 2 circuits. We have 3 types of routines: the 6x alpha, 6x beta, and the 6x gamma. The 6 comes from the fact that you are multiplying 2 3x alpha circuits, giving us 6x alpha. Hope that makes sense. So just as we have the 3 types of exercises, alpha, beta, gamma, or 3 types of circuits, alpha, beta, gamma, we have the alpha, beta, gamma routines. Okay. So let's quickly take a look at each of the different routines. So as I mentioned, we have 3 types of 6x alpha routines. Again, these are the most popular, right? The beta and the gamma routines are optional. And so we have at least 3 routines in each of these categories. So let's quickly take a look at how they differ. Now, the most popular by far is what we call the 6x alpha 1. Why? It's essentially the 3x alpha 1, which is basically this workout here, with 3x alpha 2, which is basically, this workout here, but in a row, so that we have 6 unique exercises. So please stay with me. You can do a squat, you do a pull and a push. So low body, upper body, upper body. So legs, back, chest. Then that's one circuit, right? So then we do another circuit. But then this time, instead of doing squat again, we're doing a hinge, which also targets the lower body predominantly. But then instead of doing the squat twice, we're doing a unique exercise for low body exercises, doing the hinge. And then instead of doing a pull-up again, a vertical pull, we do a horizontal pull, which is called a row, for some variety. And then press, which is instead of doing another push-up or another chest press exercise, we do a pressing exercise. So both are still upper body pressing movements targeting the same muscle groups. But as you can see here, what we're doing is alternating the exercise type. So we get a bit of variety in how we're exposing the body. This is by far the most popular. And the 6x alpha 2 is one of the most popular home workouts, where people do a squat, a pull-up, and a push-up, and they do it twice, right? So instead of doing squat, pull, and push, and then doing 3 unique exercises targeting the same muscle groups, 6x alpha 2, what you're doing is you're doing the squat, the pull, the push, and you're just doing 2 rounds of that, the exact same exercises. So that's called the 6x alpha 2. And the 6x alpha 3 is and not as popular and very infrequently implemented, but has its application. You will find that you basically do the hinge row press, and you do that twice. So you'll do like a deadlift, you'll do a horizontal row, and you'll do a press, and you'll do that twice. But rarely will you do 6x alpha 3 in this context. It's only when you start implementing it, when you are quite advanced with 10x, that you start playing around with that. But 6x alpha is the most popular, and then a 6x alpha 2 is the most popular. This is the most popular gym workout, and this is the most popular home workout, really. Okay, so let's quickly take a look at what these look like. So there's a video of me on YouTube where I do exactly this workout, where it's a leg press, then you quickly move on to the lat pull down, and then we move on to the chest press. Then we do a hinge like a deadlift. You could do that, but just you'll note that in my video, I do leg press twice instead of doing the deadlift. Why? Because my gym doesn't have this supported deadlift machine, and I'm not going to implement a barbell movement within my machine workout, simply because if all my machines are next to each other, now I have to go to a different weight room area, do my deadlift and run back to do it. So it just doesn't make sense. So just know that for 6x alpha, this is perhaps the most popular workout. You'll do a leg press, a lat pull down, chest press, and then you do a hinge. If you don't have this machine, you can do leg press again, right? And then you do a row, and then you do a shoulder press. So that's the workout you'll see you do. 6x alpha 2, remember, it's just leg press, up, lat pull down, and chest press, and you do that twice. Now, why would you do it twice? So, for example, let's say your gym doesn't have a hinge machine or a row machine or a shoulder press machine, or at least one's not worth using, you can do this twice. Leg press, lat pull down, chest press, and then you can go leg press, lat pull down, chest press again. So you're doing 3 exercises twice. One circuit done twice. Okay, 6x alpha 3 is where you would do the hinge, the row, the press, and you do that twice. So for example, let's say your gym didn't have a proper leg press machine, but it did have the hinge machine, and it didn't have a proper lat pull down, and you couldn't do pull-ups, and you didn't have an assisted pull-up machine, you would do the row. And let's say your gym didn't have, again, a proper chest press machine, you would then do the shoulder press. You could also do a dip or a push-up, even at the gym. You're incorporating body weight there, but you get the point, right? So do 1, 2, 3, and then you just do again 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's take a look at what the 6x alpha routines look like done at home. Again, another popular, I've got another video of me where I do this exact workout, where I do a squat, a pull, and a push. Actually, no, I do a combination, right? I do a body weight and a free weight version mixed. And so you'll see how that works. So you do a squat, then you do a pull-up, and then you do a push-up. By far, one of the most popular home workouts. Let's go back. So you've got your squat, your pull, your push, and then you've got a hinge body weight, and then you can do a row, and then you can do a pike push-up. Also notice that if you don't feel comfortable doing the pike push-up, you can just do your push-up again, right? So you just repeat the push-up instead of doing the shoulder press. Why? Because remember, they're targeting the same. It's both a anterior upper body movement targeting the chest and shoulders. Hope this makes sense. So it's 6x alpha 2, where you do squat, pull, push, and then you'd repeat it. Squat, pull, push. Also, again, the most popular workout when you are on a budget, you don't have a lot of equipment. I mean, you can imagine, you literally need a ball, you need to pull a bar, and you need some floor space to do a push-up, and you do it twice. And many people think like, really? I'm doing 3 bodyweight exercises, 2 rounds, and that's enough? If you do it the 10x way, it's enough. All right, so here we have a hinge row press. Again, you would then just do this twice, because that's what the 3 means, right? You're doing the 3x alpha 2 rounds, which is 6x alpha 3. Hinge row press, and then again, hinge row press. Okay, so let's look at free weight. So you do a squat with dumbbells. You can also use a kettlebell. You do a pull-up, weighted pull-up. We do a push-up, but you can imagine, right? So let's say you wanted to do the squat with a dumbbell. You're not strong enough to do pull-ups with a weight vest. No problem. Don't have to do it. You can just do body weight. So you're mixing it. And then push. Let's say you don't feel like doing a bench press with dumbbells. You can do a push-up. So you can mix it. But it's just showing you how a free weight would apply here. And then a hinge would be like a straight leg deadlift with dumbbells. Then you can do the row. What I like about this is you're just holding on to the same dumbbell at the same time, right? So imagine you've got your dumbbells in your squat. You just put them down, do your pull-up, pick them up again, you do your press or your bench press. Pick them up again, you do your hinge. Then you do your row, and then you do your shoulder press. I must say, it is a forearm killer whenever you do these dumbbell work. Next, we have the 6x alpha 2. Remember, whenever you see the 2, it means you're not going to vary the circuits. You're going to repeat the same circuit, meaning you're going to repeat the same 3 exercises, but for 2 circuits. So you'll do the squat, pull, push, targeting legs, back, and chest. And again, you'll do squat, pull, push, targeting the legs, back, chest. Then we have the 6x alpha 3. So again, when you have the 3, you're now just the same thing. If it's not 1, there's no variability. If it's 2, 2 and 3 always means that you're doing the same circuit twice, same exercises that you repeat. Very uncommon to do the 6x alpha 3 like I mentioned before, but this is how you would do it. For one or other reason, maybe you don't have the equipment or you really like these exercises, you'll do a hinge, a row, and a press. A hinge, a row, and a press. Targeting the posterior chain, back, and shoulders. So let's quickly look at these 6x beta routines. So again, there are 3 types of beta routines. Again, all have 6 exercises. Let me show you that the 6x beta 1 means that you are going to have 6 unique exercises, right? But again, lower body, upper body, upper body, and then lower body, upper body, upper body, targeting the calf muscles, lower back, and then the abdominals in the first circuit, and then the second circuit, which is, again, lower body, upper body, but unique exercises targeting the hips, triceps, and biceps. Now, the beta 2, remember, every time it's 2 or 3, you're just going to repeat the same circuit. So for 2 rounds, you'll do calf raise, back extension, leg raise. So calves, lower back, abdominals, and then repeat that. 1 minute each gives you roughly 8 to 12 minute workout, depending on how efficiently you move through the movements. With 6X beta 3, we have the hip thrust, the tricep, and the bicep curl, and again, done for 2 rounds. So as you can see, the beta 1 really gives us that variety. It allows us to hit all these unique different muscle groups in one workout, whereas the beta 2 and 3 is more of a concentrated dose focused on the same muscle group, the same exercises for 2 rounds. Let's quickly take a look at what they would look like. So here we have 6X beta 1, we have your calves, then you would do lower back, and then you would do leg raise. Then you'd move on to the glute machine. Now, you can either use this machine, there's another machine that you could use. You can use the leg extension machine and turn it into a hip thrust machine. There's a video where I'll show you how to do that. And then you do your triceps, and then you do the biceps on the same cable because you're right there. Okay, so this is also by far the most popular beta routine. Calves, lower back, abdominals, glutes, triceps, and biceps. Beta 2, again, it's calves, back, leg raise, or abdominals, repeated for 2 rounds. 6X beta 3, where you do glutes, triceps, and biceps, where you would repeat this for 2 rounds. 4, 5, 6. All right, so let's see how you would do these routines at home. So you do calf raise, then a lower back extension on the GHD, then followed by leg raises. Then you do body weight glute hip thrust. You can also do weighted. Again, you can mix this. And then you have a tricep extension and then a bicep curl that you can do at home. And so the 6X beta 2 is the same 3 exercises from 6X beta 1, but then just repeated. 1, 2, 3, and then again 4, 5, 6. 1 minute each, giving us 6 minutes of workout time of roughly 10 to 12 minutes. 6X beta 3, where you do hip thrust, triceps, and biceps, but for 2 rounds, 4, 5, 6. All right, free weight. Okay, so here, this is also quite common. You would use a dumbbell for your single leg calf raise. And again, you'll be doing left and then you'll do right. Then you'll do your upper back weighted. Okay, you can also, by the way, you can use the same machine here, this GHD, and just hold the weight. Okay. And then you do your leg raise with your legs fully extended, making it a lot harder. Doing bridges with dumbbells, so giving us the free weight alternative to your hip thrust. And again, all the exercises you see here, it's not the only way to target that muscle. These are just the ones that are quite popular and that we use. These are the tricep kickbacks on the bench. You can also do it on the floor. It's even better doing it on the floor. Don't need a bench for that. And then here are our bicep curls. So, right, so here you would do your calves, back, abs, and then 4, 5, 6, and then you're done. So 6X beta for free weight, you would do calves, back, leg raise, and then just repeat that. You would not do you would not basically do these 3 exercises. You would just repeat these. Calves, back, abdominals, and then calves, back, abdominals. Also quite a popular routine. They're very quick, efficient. And here you would do your hip thrust, tricep, and bicep, and again, just 2 rounds. That would be your 6X beta 3. Now let's quickly move on to the 6X gamma routines. Again, same thing. We have 3 types of routines, 6 exercises every routine. The 6X gamma 1, it's where you have the most unique, you have 6 unique exercises that you target, like with your alpha and your beta. Whereas with 2 and 3, you're doing the same circuit twice. So you're spending 2 sets on the same exercise. Whereas here you have 1 set on 1 unique exercise, but still in the same order. We do hips, spine, and neck, hips, scapula, wrist. Now the exception here obviously is we do the same hip exercises that we did in number 1, we do in number 4. So again, 6x gamma 1 is really 3x gamma 1 plus 3x gamma 2. So if you paid attention to these circuits, the building blocks, the 2 building blocks that make up 6x gamma 1 is 3x gamma 1 plus 3x gamma 2. Here we have hip, spine, neck just done twice, right? 2 rounds. And here we have hip, scapula, wrist done twice. But hips always feature because it's the only lower body, let's say, gamma supportive movement or exercise that we do. That's very, very important. I think everyone should do some kind of hip activation in their routine. Okay, so now 6x gamma routines are inherently mixed and should be done at home. There's no need for you to drive all the way to the gym to do wrist curls or to work on your neck. Firstly, it can look very funny. You also don't really need it. These are mixed apparatuses, so no need for you to actually do your 6x gamma routines at the gym unless you really feel moved to do so. But 6x gamma routines are really built for home use. Okay, for example, here you would squeeze, so you train your adductors, then you do your abductors, then you'd move on to your thoracic complex, which is an abdominal crunch. And again, what most people are familiar with, like a Superman. But remember, you're just moving the upper part of the spine, right? If you actually watch the video, you're not moving your entire body up. You're just moving let's say, the thoracic spine, like just this part here, moving it up and then coming back down. Really focusing on mobilizing the thoracic spine. The neck, you would do a 4-way neck exercise where you'd be pushing in front of you, and to the sides, or for the back, which I really don't like. A lot of people do it this way, where they actually push their neck against their arms. You could use the wall for this, and again, we show you how to do that. Then we have the hip extension movement, where you lie flat, and so instead of moving like your thoracic extension, where you're just moving the upper back as high as you can, hold it, and come back down according to the 10x standard. For your hip extension, you're basically just lifting your legs as high as you possibly can. And then you can actually hold it, pause at the top, and then come back down. And notice that here you're doing 2 types of hip exercises, and because we have 3, you would basically do your 3rd unique hip exercise in the 2nd circuit, as you can see. Right. And then you do your scapula, which would be a depression and a shrug, and then you do your forearms. And so this routine is also one of the most popular gamma routines for those who actually do these routines. Gamma 2, whereas with you, again, you are going to repeat what you see here. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 5 and 6, and then again you'll do 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11, 12. So 12 exercises in your gamma routine, because again, they're complex. These are complexes, multiple exercises per muscle group. 6x gamma 3, here you will do your hip extension. For your first exercise, you do your shrug and your depression, and then you do your wrist curls for your forearms, and you do that again. So you basically look like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and then repeat that again, and then you'll do your scapular retraction, and then you would do your neutral eversion and inversion of the wrists, working on the forearms. And there you have it. Those are your 10x routines.